Today I'm going to do a video of an old boat anchor. I picked up a Swan Mark 6B amplifier. This old 1969 boat anchor 2-piece amp uses old 3400Zs, not 3500s. The 3500s will do a little more watts, but the 3500s are taller, so they don't fit without modifications into the amp. And this came with a good pair of 400s, so left them in there. Never bothered with changing them, if anything. So here's the RF deck. Great big fan in the back. And the fan does blow on the bottom of the tubes. Also cools the pins and through the chassis and through the vents back up to the top. So it has really good air circulation, heavy duty components, as you could see. This originally was a 6-meter amp and was converted to 10 and 12 meters. Originally this amp, the tank circuit had a long way to go. The RF choke there used to be on the back side of the amp, and the path used to be along the back and then along that side to the cap and then back around to the front. And I was getting a little of a parasitic with it that way on 12 meters, so shorten it up, move the RF choke to the medium side or toward the front, and everything's on the same side, just one straight line almost. Put in a heavier blocking cap, and instead of these kind of interesting Parasitic chokes, I got these off the net, these newer Parasitic chokes, and replaced that. And along with changing the path around, no longer getting parasitics or any funky stuff with it, just a nice clean signal. Over here we got the second piece, the power supply. Normally the resistors and diodes would have been on those pins there, but I replaced the high voltage filtering and caps with that board there, so all the diodes and resistors and the caps are all on that one board, so there are no components up here. This amp can be wired for 110 or 220 by changing those jumpers on the legs there, and I guess you can see it's wired for 110 right now. You'd probably do a little bit more on 220, and I do have a 220 line, but didn't feel like messing with rewiring it, so just left it on 110. We're gonna warm it up a little bit using an old JB76 or JB200 for a driver, old trusty JB76. This is a single band amp, like I said earlier. Originally was 6 meters, but it's converted to 10 or 12 meters. It has on-off. Tune CW would be your low side, SSB would be your high side. Meter reads either high voltage, plate current, grid current, or RF output. The output is relative. You change the level, adjust the level there, and it changes what it's going to show on the meter there. So it's just a relative indicator. When you transmit, the transmit light will come. Also, I don't know if you can see it in there with it on. I'm not going to reach in there. The Has a mercury wetted relay. Absorbs that high turn on surge when you turn it on, and that relay there is for the high and low, or tune SSB switch. So when you turn tune, that relay is out, I think, and the other way is in. Anyway, hopefully it's still tuned up from before with just a little JB76 on the trusty old MFJ watt meter, and I got a big 4kW dummy load up there, so we're not broadcasting over there, just on the dummy load. And also dummy load should show us true watts, right? And this reads the same as my bird meters and everything else does. Got it on average, and this is just the JB76 going into it on the 2000 watt scale. I'm dead keen about 50 watts. Hello, hello. Swinging over 100, maybe 1 1/4. Audio. So that's going into it. We're on the low side, showing you the plate volts on the low. About 1800 plate volts. Here down, see the voltage drop. That's because we are on that 110 line. Audio. Audio. Hello, 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 hello. Audio. Okay, did key in 300, swing to about 500 on average on the low side. Now we're on the high side. Got about 3 kilovolts with no load. Of course, keying it down, you see the voltage drop there on that 110 line, even though that's a direct 110 line. Let's say it do a little more on 220, but audio, audio, hello, 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 audio, audio. Talking about 900, maybe 1,000. Whistling to 12. Audio. That's the voltage. Need another hand to turn the switch. That's plate current. Gonna key the driver back up. Hello, hello, hello. That's the current, so not kicking it too hard. Over here, grid current. Audio. Audio. Making a dent. Audio. And last, the relative output. Audio. Audio. And we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna reach over carefully and put the watt meter on peak. Audio. Audio. Big difference between peak watts and all our average watts, right? Remember, that's into a dummy load. Audio, so no false watts. Audio. So that's gonna be it. That hum you hear is actually from the driver, not the amp. Nice and quiet and smooth. That's going to be it for the Swan Mark 6B, the 6 meter version of the Swan Mark 2, which is I think 10 through 80 meters, but this was the 6 meter version and converted over to 10 or 12 meters. Audio, no hiccups, no nothing on peak there. Audio with old 3400Zs in it. Not bad for a 1969 amplifier redone. Okay, that's it for this one. Next time. Bye. See ya.